Have you ever felt like you're on a never-ending obstacle course every time you step out in your city? Stuck in traffic so long you could finish a movie? Or maybe you've watched your streets transform into rivers after just a little rain, wondering if you'll need a boat instead of a car. And those potholes, they feel like hidden traps just waiting to ruin your day or your car. If you're nodding along, you're not alone. Indian cities seem to have it all. Gridlocked traffic, endless construction, roads that crumble after one monsoon. It's like the infrastructure can't keep up with us. But why? Why does something as simple as a city road or a drainage system turn into such a nightmare? Today, we're diving into the real reasons behind these frustrating issues and what exactly is holding back the infrastructure in our cities. Let's get into it. India is home to some of the fastest growing cities in the world. Gurgaon, Bangalore, Mumbai, Delhi, you name it all. But rapid growth has exposed some serious flaws in how we develop our urban areas. From crumbling roads to insufficient drainage, these issues go beyond mere inconvenience. They impact quality of life, health, and productivity. Part of the problem comes from government policies that haven't kept up with modern needs. Urban planning in India lacks long-term vision, and policies are more reactive than proactive. When new areas get developed, they often lack proper infrastructure planning. Things like public transport systems, drainage networks, and enough green spaces get sidelined. For instance, many cities don't have comprehensive zoning laws. This lack of planning leads to haphazard development, overcrowding, and the strain on existing infrastructure. Before we go into more details, if you are liking the analysis, please subscribe to the channel. I have been working hard to post good quality relevant content, and your support will go a long way. Okay, let's switch back to the analysis. Let's go. A significant constraint in Indian cities is the Floor Space Index, or FSI, which controls the amount of construction allowed on a piece of land. Most Indian cities have outdated FSI limits compared to international standards. This limit restricts vertical growth and causes overcrowding in already saturated areas. In contrast, cities like New York or Hong Kong allow higher FSI, enabling taller buildings and more efficient land use. Take Mumbai, for example. Despite its dense population, Mumbai's FSI limits are lower than cities like New York and Tokyo. This pushes people further out to the suburbs, making commutes longer and putting more pressure on transport networks. Another major issue is maintenance, or the lack of it. In many Indian cities, roads start developing potholes after just one rainy season, and it's often because of low-quality materials or shortcuts taken during construction. There's little focus on durability or long-term planning, so instead of roads lasting years, they need constant patchwork repairs. These quick fixes only last until the next rain, which then undoes everything, costing taxpayers more in the long run. Flooding is another recurring problem. Drainage systems are either poorly designed from the start or end up clogged and neglected. Many drainage networks were built decades ago, back when cities had a fraction of their current population. Today they can't handle the sheer volume of water or waste produced in our urban areas. The result? Even a moderate downpour can turn roads into rivers and neighborhoods into lakes, disrupting daily life and sometimes even putting lives at risk. In most developed countries, infrastructure maintenance is a constant priority. They have regular schedules for inspections, maintenance, and upgrades. Roads, bridges, and drainage systems all receive systematic attention to ensure they stay functional and safe. The materials used are held to high standards, and strict regulations help ensure that roads and public structures can withstand years of wear and tear. In contrast, maintenance in India often doesn't happen until a crisis forces it, creating a costly cycle of breakdown, emergency repair, and breakdown again. This lack of upkeep extends to public transport as well. While public transport is the backbone of any modern city, Indian cities are still playing catch-up. Metro networks are in development in major metros, but in most cities, public transport is limited to overcrowded buses or inadequate rail systems. In places like Singapore, London, or Tokyo, on the other hand, you find multiple, well-integrated modes of public transport that work together seamlessly. These cities make commuting faster and easier, reduce traffic congestion, and minimize environmental impact, all while keeping maintenance and updates a regular part of city planning. When we look at cities in countries like Japan or Germany, we see the benefits of detailed, forward-thinking urban planning. Tokyo, for instance, has invested in underground drainage systems that specifically address flood prevention with massive reservoirs to handle excess water during heavy rains. Germany enforces strict building regulations, ensuring that roads and bridges meet high durability standards, and prioritizes green spaces and bike lanes to balance development with livability. These countries don't wait for a crisis, they prioritize sustainability and resilience from the start. So what can we do to improve our cities? First, we need a new approach to city planning. We should focus on building cities that aren't just larger, but are also more livable, sustainable, and prepared for the future. 1. Increase FSI limits thoughtfully. Higher floor space index (FSI) limits can help reduce urban sprawl by allowing taller buildings. This keeps people closer to the city center, reducing travel times and supporting efficient public transport. But raising FSI must come with careful planning for green spaces, roads, and drainage to prevent overcrowding. 2. Improve public transport and integration. Cities thrive when people can move around easily. Developing integrated transport systems like metro networks, bus routes, and even bike sharing can reduce traffic and make commuting smoother. Places like London and Tokyo have shown how multiple transport modes working together can transform daily life. 3. Establish strong maintenance standards. Building roads and infrastructure is just the beginning. Maintaining them is key. Regular inspections and strict standards would ensure that our roads don't fall apart after every rainy season, and that repairs happen before problems get worse. 4. Upgrade drainage systems. Our drainage infrastructure needs a serious upgrade. Investing in better stormwater management systems, as seen in cities like Tokyo, would prevent frequent flooding and keep our cities functional even during heavy rains. 5. Prioritize sustainable growth. Cities need parks, trees, and green spaces, not just buildings and roads. Sustainable growth balances development with quality of life, making cities both functional and enjoyable places to live. Absolutely. As citizens, we have a powerful role to play in shaping the future of our cities. By staying informed, raising our voices, and holding local officials accountable, we become advocates for change, demanding the kind of infrastructure that truly serves our communities. Imagine cities with resilient, sustainable growth, where resources are well managed, public spaces are inviting, and infrastructure meets the needs of every resident. That vision is within reach, but only if we speak up and push for it. Thank you for watching. If this video brought you value, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more insights into the issues that impact all of us. I'd love to hear from you. What's the biggest infrastructure challenge facing your city? Drop a comment below and let's start a conversation. And don't forget to check out the other videos on your screen for more content on topics that matter. Let's keep the momentum going together.